What's up, everybody? How are you doing? This is the Daps and Pound Show, episode 33 of season 2. Dobie, tell us what we're talking about today.
Pretty much we are talking about Mac Miller, rest in peace.
Rip.
That's the biggest thing. We're talking about a lot of good, bad, get on some tangents there. We got a lot to talk about. Not a whole lot of music, new music. Honestly, our favorite two are Magic Jordan. We'll give you some of the releases, but there's really not a whole lot out there. T.I.'s coming back, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, other than that, there's really not a whole lot this week. But just enjoy our conversation. Enjoy the little bits of music news that we give you, and hopefully you have a good day.
You.
Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, yeah. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Two mics, two friends, one show, let's go. The Daps and Pound Show. This is the Daps and Pound Show. Yeah, you know.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? We are here. We have made it. Another week has gone by of What You Ask. Well, my name is Malky. To my left, we have
Dobie.
Represent two mics,
Two friends.
and one show, the Daps and Pound Show. Dap it up.
Yes.
What's up, my brother? Haven't
What
seen
up?
you in a week. How are you?
I know. You know what? We're out here. We're living. We're grinding. We're
Yeah.
shining.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we need to start this podcast off with, most importantly, to rest in peace, Mac Miller. We need to just get into it. Unfortunately, he passed away here this week. 26 years old, man. It was from what I don't think it's been official yet, has it?
As far as
The cause? I know they're saying it's an overdose,
but they don't have the toxicology back yet of what exactly was in his system.
Right.
I'm sure that will come out probably this week. But I know sometimes they leave that up to the family's discretion, so we still don't know, but it's of an apparent overdose.
Dang. Yeah, so it's just like one of those things you weren't expecting. He was about to go on tour. He just came out with an album, Swimming, which I was really, really fond of, and I was really impressed by. His tour was going to have live instrumentation, which I thought was going to be sweet. So, I mean, it just... I think he had a lot more albums under his belt. That's what's rough. You know?
I do too. It sucks. When I found out the news, I was talking to my sister. I was at her house. I was laying in bed, and I went on Twitter. And as soon as I saw it, you had texted me like 2 minutes after I had saw it, and I was like, "Oh crap! It must be. I'm just weird." And so like if I see two things confirming it, then I'm like, "Oh man!" And then CNN put it up, and for some reason, when like news people put it on Twitter, I'm like,
Yeah, it's real.
So I was like, dang. It really sucks, man. We both talked on this podcast that Swimming was possibly his best work. We said that on this podcast that Swimming was his best work. And Dobie and I in high school, just kind of back history on how we kind of came to Mac Miller. We fell in love with the Flight School mixtape from Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
That tape to us was so big, and kind of what we were listening to, and kind of changed things for us. So Mac came a couple years later from us discovering him, and they were on the same record label, and Kids was out.
Kids, yeah.
And the MGMT sample that he used on that album, I used to listen to that song all the time. Kids was something that you could ride in your vehicle and listen to. You could bang it throughout the house. It was really, really solid.
It was perfect for Mac Miller's our age too, so when we got it, it was the vibe, you know?
Yeah, and after seeing, people like Asher Roth come along to have kind of the same like party vibe, it was different because Mac just seemed like such a chill person, and every time you hear people talking now, they say he was so chill, such a nice guy, and everything like that. So it sucks, man.
That really
Can't say it enough how bad it sucks. From different things I've seen and read, and the day before he had said that he won't go on tour. It looks like this was accidental. Doesn't look like this was done on purpose necessarily.
No,
I will say though that if you do listen to the lyrics of the album, you know that he was going through a lot. You know that he wasn't without his demons, obviously.
Right.
But at the same time, it does seem like he did wanted to live. You know, that's what it does seem like. So just unfortunate, man. These things as we get older keep happening to people that we listen to. And like my mom was watching it on the news and she said, yeah, I remember where I was when such and such died and such and such died. And she's naming artists that she grew up with. And I guess when I was young, I just felt like that was so far away. But as we get older, like that's going to start happening where like our people who we listen to are going to pass. So
like the big ones, like when Usher dies or something like that. And we're like,
it's going to be rough, but it's going to happen. It's so crazy.
It happens to everybody.
So shout out to Mac Miller's family.
Yeah.
Shout out to his friends. He's one of those guys who made his friends very visible and had a whole TV show with his friends, and his management team were people that he grew up with and stuff like that. So I know they're going through it right now. Shout out to them. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Shout out to everybody from the Mac Miller family. Shout out to Ariana Grande. I know that she's going through it as well.
I mean, just shout out to those close to him. It sounds like to me that he did have a sense of about him where he was easy to be liked and like hang around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and one thing I will say is that it's great hearing awesome things and thoughts and prayers from artists and stuff like that about his music from people that are like music people like Questlove, Ninth Wonder, people who understand instrumentation, understand things. They all say he was a genius.
Great production guy.
Yeah, they all say that. And it's different when you hear that. You know, you can hear that from a top celebrity where they're just like, yeah, that sucks. But when you hear it from people who understand how much time he put in, it means something more. So big rest in peace to Mac Miller. Shout out to Mac Miller and everybody that was close to him.
Yeah, for sure.
A bunch happened this week, actually. But we're going to get into our good, bad. Both of our bads is Mac Miller.
Yeah.
But we have some other stuff to add to it. So if you've never listened to this show before, this is an easy way to get to know your co-host. So, Dobie, real quick, tell them where they can find us online.
You guys can find us on Daps_pounds on Twitter and Instagram, or you can just check out our site just to kind of, if you want to listen to our podcast and download it through your phone. If you're not using the podcast apps, you can find us at www.dapsandpoundsent.com.
Yes, sir. So good, bad. I'll start good, bad was Chicago traffic. I was in Chicago for the Childish Gambino trip. Great, amazing show. I'll get to that in a minute. But bro, I was in traffic for an hour and a half of like not moving traffic.
Dang.
It was cool because I just FaceTimed people, and talked to people next to me. But like, fam, it was terrible. And it was at like 1:00 on Sunday. It was so bad. It was so bad. They're doing construction on 39. It was rough. It was rough traffic.
Leave until 1 a.m. on Sunday?
No. 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, I was yo.
I can't play those games.
I was like, bro.
I can't play those games anymore. But yeah, it was crazy. That traffic, my goodness. So I would say Mac and Chicago traffic would be my bad. Good. Got to see Childish Gambino. Speaking of Mac Miller, he had an amazing moment where he told a pretty long story. There's a clip of it online right now.
That was at the Chicago
show because it happened the day
cool.
after.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
And he told people not to film. He was like big on not filming because he was like, I know a lot of people are painting a narrative of Mac and putting online that they love him now, but they didn't buy his album. They didn't do anything like that. He's getting all this like fake support now. Like, we were really friends. But the part that's online was amazing too. Basically, he was just talking about how they both grew up during the internet era. And it was really, really cool to hear those words. He dedicated a song to him that usually starts off with pretty high BPMs, and he like slowed it all the way down and then got into it. He did the whole experience of the concert and said, this is church. This is not, you won't hear your favorite song here necessarily. If you want to film this, then you should leave now, because this is last Gambino tour ever. So you're a day one fan. And if you want to film it, then you should be outside, because the people outside didn't pay money to do it. It like was a different take on it. It made you feel like I don't even have a lot of pictures because he said that. Like, it really hit home. Like, yo, this is
soak it up.
Yeah, this is a moment. Like, you need to take this moment in. And it was amazing. It was a great show.
Dang.
He started the show with his shirt off, ended it with his shirt off. Like, he went hard the entire time. Really cool stage production. He had a choir. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was
Any
really
new
cool.
songs?
3 new songs. One song, it sounds, well, 2 songs made me feel like the new album is going to be a tiny bit more electric, actually.
Okay.
But it sounded really good. Like, there was some 80s synth.
House music?
Not necessarily house, but there was some 80s synth, and we both love synth.
Hey, give me an 80s
Bro,
synth anytime.
There was
any
that
day.
in there, and like it made you feel like, yo. So the new records were dope. He did Bad Guys 2005. He played all the songs you wanted him to play for the most part. He didn't play anything from Royalty. That hurt. But at the same time, I feel like Royalty's like a secret almost sometimes. Like, there's so many people that like don't recognize Royalty.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he didn't play him.
That's true.
Did a whole thing where he went backstage. So good. He did this whole thing where he went backstage, and he you could see him going backstage. There was a camera back there, and like he was just like drinking water, sitting down, and waiting for the crowd to hype him up to come back and do the encore. He came back and did Sober, which I was happy about, because Sober's wild.
Sober's really good.
Did all the songs you would really love. Closed the show with Redbone, a freaking 15-minute version. It was long. It was good. There's a lot of marijuana smoke in the air. There was a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It was just like a weird, like, hippie experience. It was really, really cool. So, loved it. Loved it. It was a great concert. Shout out to everybody. That
tickets were too expensive for me.
Tickets were a little expensive.
But now he's like, it's my last tour ever, and I'm like, it's probably worth it.
I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back as something else or just drops as Donald Glover, because he said last Gambino tour he was very specific about that. I think he's putting it into just this era of Childish Gambino. I don't think he's done influeing music necessarily.
We need Gambino after Kanye.
Lord do we do.
Lord Dobie.
We do.
I know you didn't mean it like that. I know you meant like Lord Dobie.
Yeah.
I know, but you said so fast it sounded like Lord Dobie.
We do, though. But yeah, shout out to everybody I was in Chicago with. Shout out to Mary, David, Lo, Bria, Darren, Sarah. I just hung out with a bunch of people I haven't had a time to connect with in a while. Connor, what up? Bunch of people. It was really cool. I ate way too much food, way too often.
So are you like chilling as much as you can before
my birthday?
For your birthday?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely was able to find a new brunch spot. This
You're
last
a
2
brunch
years,
fiend?
I'm a big brunch guy.
I'm a breakfast burrito fanatic. That's my like favorite. If I'm doing anything and I see breakfast burritos, I don't even question it. I just get that.
I'm just now getting into the breakfast burrito phenomenon, actually. There's something about brunch, just a waffle, eggs, sausage, mimosa. Just like it, like brunch is just, I get it now. I used to never understand it,
That's
but I'm
good,
a big
man.
brunch guy.
You're...
But yeah, man, Chicago was cool. I missed Izzy. He was mad at me. But other than that, I pretty much saw everybody I loved, everybody I wanted to see. So shout out to Chicago. It was really great. But yeah, that's my good, bad, man. What about you?
You would catch me. You would catch me yawning.
Mid-yawn.
Bad. Good. Football in general. just being back, really excited about that. However, bad football. Everything involving football with me, the teams I enjoy, the teams I love, they all lost. My fantasy teams, they all lost. The team I hate the most, Clemson, they won by some bullcrap calls. It just wasn't my week for football. And it, and the words of Jim Carrey, and that is how the cookie crumbles. So sometimes it is what it is, but I ain't happy about it, okay? So, but I did get to go home, see my grandma. She's actually going to go back to Maine. She's homesick from Maine, so she's going back there. So I was able to see her before she headed out. Just get to see the parents again. Vale, the church that I'm going to, had its grand opening.
How was that? Good?
Very dope. Very excited to see what's going to go on down there. Just excited to see Brandon too. He's so pumped just to be a part of like a church and get paid. He's the student director for the Peoria location. He's doing part-time right now until it gets larger, and then if he does well, he'll get the full-time role. So he's excited about that. Spider-Man the game came out.
Talk about it.
I'm only a couple hours in, but it's just so fun. If you like superheroes, if you like Spider-Man, I mean, you can't play the game and not enjoy it. The feeling of actually like swinging around the city is actually amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's crazy cool. Another good actually is i3 broadband. Got that. You guys should really look into it.
Tell me how you like it so far.
Great. So one, they don't change your monthly payments. So you know how in Comcast after a year your contract, they go, well, that was your promotional.
Yeah,
We're charging you more now, right? You know how they do that?
Mm-hmm.
i3 broadband doesn't.
Okay.
Also, what's neat about it is, so he was showing me this when I was doing the testing with the Wi-Fi. Let me get into that. When you start downloading something immediately, what they do is they boost the signal. And so this has gigabit speeds. So you'll immediately see like 1,000 megabytes a second, like 800 to 1,000 megabytes a second. And then they tailor it off from there as time goes on to the speed that you set it at, right? While Comcast, they start from 0 and then they slowly go up. That to me describes perfectly the difference between the two companies.
Okay. You like this way more?
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Okay.
For internet speeds and everything, you can't, like, Comcast can't touch it. Now, in terms of like TV packaging and stuff like that, I'm not sure how that compares because I use Sling TV. I do the digital, I stream television kind of thing, so
right.
I don't have the packages there. I don't do the Xfinity.
I know that my mom is looking at it because my dad actually had to move trucks because we all like that side of the neighborhood. For those that don't know, me and Dobie live like ridiculously close to each other, so that's why I'm talking to him like this. He knows where stuff is. But like that side of the neighborhood that I live on, all the power lines and stuff are on my yard. So my dad had to move his trucks because they were putting the wiring in for i3. For on our side, and they were like talking to my dad, talking to my mom, gave us literature, and she was looking at it, and just based on the prices of the TV packages, it looks like they're cheaper than what my mom is paying right now for Comcast because I told you, she's like, the Western Channel package, sports,
You guys would probably get the mega.
Whatever Comcast has that's the equivalent of the mega, that's what we have, and she watches like 4 channels. But and I'm so busy, I don't have time to watch TV like that. But
I just get everything for sports.
do you know about on demand? Like
they do have on demand and stuff like that.
Is the on demand library? You wouldn't know, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be questions you would need to ask them.
Yeah.
However, I can't stand Comcast so much as a company that I'm all about just not giving them a dime. So
yeah,
I'm
guys,
out.
if you, I mean, we have listeners that live everywhere. A lot, bro. Chicago people mess with this podcast.
What?
Like, listen. Like
Nuh-uh.
the homie Mary, like her boyfriend, like, bro. We have listeners.
Hey,
we have
okay,
listeners.
shout out to Chicago.
We have listeners in Chicago. But
that's good.
You guys might not know about Comcast, but Comcast is pretty
Did they
ratchet
say
here.
like episode that they enjoyed, or like moments that they enjoy?
They love
Curiosity.
the title of the last episode, White Rapper Beef.
I mean,
Alert.
it was white rapper.
They love that conversation. They mention like moments. They just mention moments where we laugh, and they say like when they're driving cars, the laughing is like
So loud.
super awkward because like they're just driving, and so if they pull up to like a drive-through or something, you could just hear like like our random laughing, and it's just like
What about
hilarious.
the? I thought that was hilarious. By the
no
way,
one has said anything to me
because
about
no one
their
gets to the end of our podcast. Let's be real. No one gets to the end.
But yeah, man, Comcast is booty.
Okay, that's cool. But yeah, no, I just don't like. I mean, Comcast, they're just. I don't like the way they treat their customers and everything. So once i3 broadband came in, I was like, peace. Also, what's really dope is because they did a full installation, they were able to wire it into this room. And originally the router and everything was in the basement. Now the router is right here. And then I am now direct connected to my gaming systems and my PC.
Cool.
So I'm happy. So there was a lot of goods going on. And besides football, I mean, that was just the only bad, which was weird.
Yeah, I guess my bad is the Saints lost week 1 to the Bucks, and that was supposed to be an easy win. The Saints always seem to beat teams that they're not supposed to beat.
They weren't
and
ready for the
lose to
deep
teams
threat.
that no. And plus, I think they came in like, oh, we're just
Whatever,
playing the Bucks,
yeah,
like whatever.
yeah.
And Fitz Blitz, he came in and just freaked out on him. I still have faith in the season, but the Saints lost. LSU blanked a team, though, 31-0, and there were still mistakes I saw. So shout out to LSU. They're 12 right now. I want them to be, if they finish the season as a top 10 team, I'm happy. So
Yeah, there you go. You
shout
have the
out
chance to.
LSU. Yeah, we do. We have a shot.
But West is way more talented right now than the East. The East is
Yeah,
trash.
we're moving into, we got Auburn next week,
Yeah.
so we'll see how, if we...
I hope you beat Georgia. Please beat Georgia.
I hope we do too. I hope we
Beat
do too.
Georgia.
I hope we beat everybody.
I
but-
hope Clemson loses to everybody too, but that's not gonna happen. Their schedule is so cake. Think about it. The ACC. Who are their 2 biggest opponents? Or 3? Georgia Tech, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, blown out by Notre Dame. And then you
And
had
us.
Florida State, who is now looking like complete trash.
Yo, Florida State 24-3, I think. Yada, I mean.
Like, Clemson has nobody to fight against them. Stupid. Of course they're going to the playoffs. And then Alabama, no offense, Alabama will probably win because Tua is he's next level.
Yeah, I mean, I think
dude's next level.
At this point, it's kind of sad, but I feel like Bama is just
That's
like a
how I am.
foregone
No, you want to hear something crazy?
conclusion now.
Guess what's crazy? South Carolina next year, we play Clemson, we play Georgia, and we play Alabama.
That's lovely. We play Bama every year.
We play 3 teams in the arguably top 5 in the country.
I don't
Almost
think we
every
play
year.
Clemson though. We play Georgia. We play Alabama.
You'll play Georgia and Alabama this year.
Yeah, we don't play Clemson. I don't think.
No. It's
yeah,
rough.
man.
Rough
And
in
we
the
had to
street.
start off the year against Miami, which was ranked like number 5 or 6 when we were against them, which is wild. We knocked them though. Crazy, man. Crazy college football. Crazy NFL. Both happy that they're both back.
Did I
though,
say
will
Miami
say.
got run by? I did say Miami got run by Notre Dame, didn't I? It was LSU ran them.
Yeah, we ran them
Who
first
did
game.
Notre Dame play that everybody thought was going to be?
Michigan.
Was it?
First
yeah,
week,
yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. Ooh, Stafford's hurt. We got the New York Jets Detroit game on right now. Oh, bro.
Yikes.
If
he
Stafford's,
just got back
if
too.
Stafford's out, bro, Detroit, call it a
Just
day.
Got back. So yeah, man, that's a little bit of our good, bad. Let's get into the music a little bit. Let's get into the realm of music. Wild things have been happening ever since Eminem's album. I just like to say that. Not necessarily concerning him, but just weird things have been going on. So a couple on the day that Mac Miller passed, which I was sad that it happened on this day. Cardi and Nicki got into a scrum-dum at New York Fashion Week at a party for fashion. And there's a lot of rumors, a lot of reports on what could have happened. But all we know is that their entourages got into it. A security guard put an elbow on Cardi's head, probably accidentally, but it was during a scrum. Cardi had a big old knot on her head. Nicki was seen in the video in the corner just like talking crazy. It's just a lot to happen with the ladies. I think it's interesting though, because this whole time they've been kind of ignoring the fact that they have an issue with each other in public. Like they've just been saying like little things and saying, I don't have a problem with her, she probably has a problem with me. But now they're like both direct, like, yes,
Yeah.
forget this girl. Queen Radio on Apple Music today,
Cardi
Nicki Minaj
said-
went in.
Cardi said that you had beef with me. I came to you. You said you apologized.
Yep.
You talked about me again.
Yep.
I came to you. And you apologized. And so she did the right thing. It sounds to me like, and you know, Cardi just was like, I'm over it.
Yep.
Anyways, what?
Nicki went on Queen Radio today.
She did.
On Apple Music.
But she's, I'm never listening to her stuff.
I didn't. Twitter told me.
Okay.
It's hard for me to listen to Nicki's Queen voice talking. But she put a thread out there, which is wild to do online. And wild
threat?
to do. Yeah, she said, if I get touched, people can die and my money goes real long, were her exact words. Like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? She pretty much said that she was an industry plant and said that she had sex with DJs. That's how she got her records played. She said that it was payola. She paid radio stations, things like that. She blacked out. Like, she went in. I heard a little bit of audio on Twitter. She went off. She just absolutely went off. So now that's why I say, like, it used to just be like she would say like a little shade, but like now, like, they are going head to head at it. Probably a year too late, but they're going at it finally.
My money's on Cardi.
My money's on Cardi too. I just don't want Cardi to talk because I feel like the more she just like stays away, then the more that she'll look better as a person. I don't want her to lie in the dirt. I want her to just like keep rocking, keep going. She's gonna be successful. But yeah.
Well, you know it's bad because Mary, she kind of pays attention, but not really.
Yeah.
She said Nicki Minaj is probably just jealous of Cardi B. So there
Yeah.
you go. From a general public view standpoint, Nicki Minaj doesn't look good at all. From a street standpoint, from a general public standpoint, from a pop standpoint, you're not doing good.
No. It's a rough look for Nicki. I feel bad for Cardi because I do feel like she's been the one that's been bullied and like finally lost it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. In other beef news, we found out kind of the backstory of Eminem Joe Budden. We've kind of known for a while that they had tension ever since the Everyday Struggle days of Budden and him talking about the Revival album that Eminem put out earlier this year.
I mean, the album was trash.
It was trash. But Joe on his podcast broke down like a full story of why he feels the way he feels. It's understandable seeing it from his perspective. I'm sure Eminem has a perspective too.
Eminem, and the things that they said are so true. Eminem has never been a good business person.
He's never been a good business person. I think
8 Mile might have been his only thing that I was like, that's a good business move.
And I'm pretty sure Paul Rosenberg set that up. I don't even know if that was like him doing it. But I will say, to put a button on it, what Joe said in the podcast, I think that was so poignant, was he said, now you're saying my name more than you ever did when I was signed.
I heard that too.
I think that line put a bow on like his entire point.
Yeah.
And it was just like, where's Obi Trice?
Yeah.
Where's like, I thought Obi Trice was gonna be huge. I thought he had D12. He had a bunch of little people signed to Shady, and it's just kind of like.
And it's true, he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
He didn't put them on. It's weird, but it's so true looking back on it.
Him talking about the fall of Aftermath was interesting too, because me being such a G-Unit person, he was 100% right. I remember that's when I first started getting into blogs and like reading, was the G-Unit era, allhiphop.com, like before Two Dope Boys, and like seeing like Game leaves Aftermath, G Unit leaves after Math to strike their own deal. Shady Records splits from Interscope. You like see all these things and you're just like,
They didn't know how to move.
yeah, they didn't know. They were so powerful, but just didn't necessarily know how to move. So shout out to that situation. Looks like Joe's just waiting for Eminem to do something. Who knows if it'll
My favorite
actually
was
happen or
Maul
not.
being like, talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about
Yo,
it.
he is so chill. He
Come on,
is
man, it's
so
time.
chill.
It's time, man. Talk about it.
So funny.
His
Joe is a
tweets
psychopath. Rory is so business minded. Roy is so careful about the way he like.
He had to be though to
Oh,
get
yeah.
to his position.
Oh,
a
yeah.
white dude trying to
Oh,
get
yeah.
in to take the respect
It's
out of.
so,
He had
so
to be.
good. And then
He had to know how to navigate.
Maul is just like the cool dude from the block. They have a great chemistry. It's great though.
Black interview is good.
Black Interview was great.
I loved it.
I had heard that Black, the singer,
Man,
was
yeah,
signed
it's just like,
to.
you know, I thought about it a little bit.
Flowrider, but I didn't know the whole backstory, so that was cool.
Yeah.
Hearing the
I didn't get paid at all, man. I didn't get any money, you know? I just looked.
It seems
and
like he's like a little kid.
I like saw different. Like I just studied it, you know, and I knew I got my raps and I knew, you know, I got the metaphors and everything. I just thought maybe I sing, you know.
Shout out to Black. He seems like a little kid, man, but he's extremely talented.
He's not getting the sophomore slump.
I don't think so.
Nah.
By the way, found out this weekend, Ciara Whack is not going to be at his show in Chicago. She's not going to be there. And they may not be either.
Ooh.
It looks like only Summer Walker is opening. So it's an opportunity we have to see Black, but without
It's
those
not
two
as hype.
people, not as hype. And for the listeners, we're trying to make the decision based on going Black Friday.
I think it's not worth it
The
now.
day after Thanksgiving
not worth
traffic
it.
in Chicago,
It's not worth it now.
it'd be rough.
It's not worth it now.
I don't know. But when I heard that, I was like,
You feel the same way I did. We were excited because it was,
Yeah.
and because we both said we want to see what Ciara Whack is like because we think she's next up. They already performs a dope set. We hope there's new music, and you get to see Black. That other person or whatever, I don't.
Summer Walker. She makes good music, though.
But I'm not-
I've listened to stuff, but
I'm not for it.
it's not like as hype of I be for Ciara Whack. Ciara Whack is so
no,
talented.
I wanted Ciara Whack, they in Black.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
never mind. Moving on.
Yeah, it's rough.
I want more St. Louis concerts, dude.
I know. So apparently Ed did amazing the other night. He was there last week at Busch Stadium where the Cardinals play. Did amazing, and from rumors have said that it's opened up Busch Stadium a little more. So
Good.
every once in a while they'll have like a really big one, Taylor Swift or something will come through, and it'll kind of open things up a little
It
more.
needs to, man.
Also, there's a new like government in St. Louis, kind of, and it's making things better. It
That's
was
good.
a little corrupt. Us coming from Illinois know all about it. But yeah, man, that's a little bit of music news that's been happening. I think that's all the beef. Eminem, Budden, Nicki, Cardi. Any more beef? I'll say Machine Gun Kelly. I've listened to his stuff a little bit more. Shout out to Tori Kelly and Boyz II Men. They're gonna be on the halftime show of Monday Night Football. But I've listened to MGK's diss a little bit more, and it's actually like
It's
we
not-
said it was good, but it goes hard. Like I thought it was
it's
good.
for a diss. It's good. I don't like MGK. Never will.
No.
But in the
Number
terms
one-
of diss world, also too, you can't diss another rapper and then body you and then you completely forget them. Do you have Robbie Anderson?
No, that was just a crazy play.
Robbie Anderson.
That catch was wild.
Yeah, he looks good. What do you think? Chase just offered me Diggs and Lamar Miller for Gurley, which he's giving. Basically, you're giving me your wide receiver. Jesus.
Wide receiver flex.
He's giving me his wide receiver 3. So he has Hopkins and Hill, which are his wide receiver 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving me your wide receiver 3 and your hold on.
Oh my gosh, that catch is nasty.
I want to see what his running backs are. He didn't even start Miller. So he's giving me his wide receiver 3 and his running back 3
Yikes.
for the number 1 player in the league.
Yeah,
That's not a fair trade.
that's what he wants. It's what the man wants. Who trying to think if there's any more music news that I'm missing. Not quite sure. Not quite sure if there's any music news. We have a Logic album that's dropping really soon. Young Thug album that could be dropping the day that you guys are hearing this podcast, called On the Run.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Very interesting.
As long as it's like Tsunami.
Yeah.
That record's not talked about at all, but that was a good record.
It's on I just listened to it on the gym. It's on my gym playlist for sure.
It is? Really?
Yeah. That and
great
Audemars.
song.
For some reason, I love Audemars a lot.
That's
bro.
crazy.
That and Tsunami are on my gym playlist. Just listen to them both.
Yeah, Venom. Venom.
There's no Eminem songs on my. There's no
You've
Eminem
been
songs.
rapping words out of the dictionary.
Yo, I think the funniest thing is that dude that used to be on Vine. His warn and a bark torn and a bark torn and
Yeah.
Yo, I laughed really, really hard.
That's so true, though.
Eminem's out here getting clowned a little bit.
But he did get 2 songs in the top 10, so my bet is off. I owe $10.
Yeah,
It was-
two.
It was 6 and 10.
6 and 10. Okay.
Was Lucky You by Joyner, which I thought, okay, that makes a little bit
can
of
see
sense.
it.
And then the first track, and the only reason why the first track is on is because the streams, when you start the album, you start with the first track.
Yeah, that's true. I saw an interesting quote.
Number 1 album, by the way. Also.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
4th best
I
debut album.
wasn't surprised by a number 1 album from Eminem. No.
But again, I think week two,
It's gonna hit.
Lucky You will stay, but it will probably be number 10, and then his other song will drop out.
So I follow on Twitter Kazim Famidier. I think I'm saying his name right. He has an African name, but he has a career trajectory that is similar to the one that I would love. Honestly, he is a writer for WWE Pro Wrestling. He's been working at Complex. He's worked at. He has a million hip hop podcasts, wrestle rap podcasts. He has blended hip hop and wrestling culture so many times.
That's cool.
He's a
So
blog
he's
guy.
like right up your lane.
He's literally my timeline.
Kayfabe.
Yes, kayfabe always.
Kayfabe.
So he was talking about
I
Mac
don't know
Miller's
why
passing.
I was doing this while I was yelling kayfabe, like it has something to do with anything.
I don't know. It's okay.
Kayfabe.
But he tweeted some really, really cool things about the blog era. And I just wanted us to spend a couple minutes. Guys, there's not a lot of new music. That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, there's really not. Not a lot of good music either.
No, I just wanted to spend a couple minutes on his tweet. He said allinhiphop.com, allhiphop.com, hotnewhiphop.com, twodopeboys.com. He listed,
I saw that. Yeah.
And he was pretty much saying like that era is something that isn't talked about enough. The Wale, the Mac Miller, the Kid Cudi era of blogging isn't talked about enough. Kaz actually has a Spotify playlist called the Blog Era.
That's cool.
Look that up. There are some gems on there. We're talking Asher Roth. We're talking Mac. We're talking stuff that like the Cool Kids, like stuff that was like
Cool
heavy
Kids.
on Two
Pack.
Dope Boys, heavy on a lot of those. Those times were influential in me and Dobie's life. You know what I mean? We were just all about the research at that time. We were people who were
not because of blogs, but mainly like fishing through the days of fishing through DatPiff to find the artist that people are talking about that just dropped. That's, again, I will always treasure, like, back. Think about this. If you do it now, it's ridiculous. We typed in, when we were listening to Drake, you could type in Drake on DatPiff and only 3 mixtapes would show up. 3, which were his first one, his second one, and then somebody made like their own mix of like Drake songs.
Yeah, and with that too, I mean, we were making music at that time, or attempting to. So I think that changed our perception too of things, because we were literally being influenced by different things that we were finding on blogs and like listening to it. And I remember I would have never known who Big Crit was if it wasn't for Two Dope Boys and stuff like that. So shout out to the blog era, man. Like, it was a time that I think no one other than people our age will understand ever, because it's when the internet, and it goes back to what Gambino said live about him and Mac Miller and how they got famous. It used to be that you had to stay outside of Bad Boy Records, Def Jam Records in New York all night, freezing cold with a CD,
That's
hoping
true.
Russell Simmons or Diddy would walk out.
Big Sean rapped in front of Kanye.
You had to hope for these moments.
Yeah.
And they were rare. It's not like they happen all the time. So the blog era changed that, where you could operate on the internet and hustle, and get on that way. Unfortunately, the internet era of hip-hop popularity has given us Russ. That's the only bad thing. It's given us Russ. But other than that, I'm happy with our generation. We're the generation that made it okay to just be with your laptop, care about your music, and go hard, and find different connections. People say that our generation does not talk anymore, but you had to talk to get on. You had to just hit people up, be relentless online. So shout out to Mac Miller once again, man. Shout out to everybody from that blog era. It was really important. Really important.
Very.
So getting into new music finally, guys. There wasn't a lot that came out. Speaking of Russ, there was a new Russ album called
I didn't
Zoo.
listen.
I did not listen either.
The reason why we don't listen, we're not trying to say he's not talented or whatever, but you guys gotta realize nobody in the industry messes with Russ. When Russ dies, there's gonna Childish Gambino ain't gonna be talking about him. This dude ain't like, people don't mess with him.
So he has a feature from Rick Ross on this album. I did listen to that song, bro. I'm putting money on it. He had to give Ross a bag.
Yeah, he had to.
Because I'm pretty sure he didn't know who he was. He had to give him a bag. And Ross being Ross was probably like, how much? Okay, yeah, I don't care. Whatever, okay, I'll do that. It's no problem. No problem. So that was dope. YBN, all right. YBN the mixtape. YBN is Almighty J, YBN Namir, and Corday. They're a clique in hip hop. They put out a mixtape. This mixtape's actually not bad, honestly. YBN as a clique isn't as bad as some people think. Corday can actually rap.
Really?
Like YBN, Corday, and Namir, he can rap. Almighty J, I think, plays around a little too much, but they can actually rap. Suicide Boys put out an album. I tried to listen to that. No, it's not for me. It is not. No. Kind of reminds me of like Hollywood Undead. You remember
Really?
those guys?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that.
I listened to their first song and it was very much like there. And then they do the very grime hip hop style.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah. No, it's not for me.
yeah, it's weird.
Hosier,
They like blend a lot of genres to like one. It's
Yeah.
like rap emo.
They really do. Hosier dropped Nina Cried Power EP. Hosier brought us I've been waiting on a future. Take me to church. This was actually pretty solid. I didn't mind this at all. There's a song called Moments, Silence, Common Tongue that I like. That's the best song on this record to me. Nina Cried Power, the first song's good as well. The other ones are just okay, but this is not bad. Nina Cried
Hosier.
Power. Listen to them though. Listen to them. It was pretty good.
this track.
The song's so good.
DJ Jeremy.
So there's an album that came out that I really need to listen to because I've heard amazing things about. Joey Pert, Quarter Thing. Did you listen to this at all?
I need to. I had an eye on. To be fair, I listened to a lot of Magic Jordan, the only two songs that I listened, and I listened to a lot of Mac Miller.
Okay, so Quarter Thing, I saw a lot of people talking about this in the industry. They were like, yo, this album is really, really solid, and you need to listen to it. So that's my homework. I'm going to listen to it and give it a chance because I've heard a lot of industry folks say that it's pretty good. Jag 2700, he's a rappity rap guy. It's not bad at all, though. Honestly, it was pretty good.
Pretty straight?
Yeah. Eminem Language. Eminem can sing his butt off. This was more of that. He's a really good singer. Magic, Expectations. I listened to half of this and I was like, okay, I know what it is. You ever get those feelings when you listen to an album, you're like, okay, I know what this is. and you stop listening.
Yeah.
Because you figured it out. Like, the
I get it.
recipe. And it's kind of like, all right. That's how I thought about that. Lenny Kravitz dropped an album called Raise Vibration that I will listen to. Didn't have time with how I was moving around in the streets a little bit. Album-wise, honestly, guys, that's just about it that dropped. There was not a lot, like we said before. Any other albums I'm missing?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. We're going to go to our Loosey
Goosey. More interesting things with the Loosey Gooseys for sure.
All right, so Kanye West and Lil Pump, I love it. Kanye West was named the creative director for the Pornhub Awards. Yes, you heard that right, the Pornhub Awards. And he dropped a song with Lil Pump called I Love It. This song, not for me at all. I've seen some people respond to it though, but it's not for me. I think this was just a one-off. I don't think that this is a part of anything. I know that Lil Pump's management were one of the people who pulled the trigger on it though. He's actually in jail right now, so he's trying to get out.
Right.
But his management's kind of handling things right now. Kanye West and Lil Pump, I love it. Did you have anything to add about that song?
Basically, like when I first listened to it, I thought it's catchy for Lil Pump. And then I heard Kanye West, and honestly, the song was ruined to me because why you put Kanye? You have your idea for what Lil Pump can do, and then you have your idea for what Kanye West can do. This is not the Kanye West. This is garbage Kanye West. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, I was like, okay, Lil Pump. I was like, I see you, and then it was just like, never mind.
Yeah.
Because the melody is catchy. Dun, 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 dun.
I can't listen to music sometimes that I feel like it's so repetitively not talking about anything. I listen to some ignorant stuff.
That's true.
But there's like a break in there where there's some lyrics. But like for this, there was like no break for me. So I couldn't do it. It's not for me at all. But we also had T.I. T.I. dropped 2 singles, actually. One is called Hefe, featuring Meek Mill. One is called Wraith, featuring Yo Gotti. Let's back up a little bit. We forgot. We must say, we knew eventually it would probably happen, just judging by Meek Mill's interviews and things like that. Somewhere down the road, him and the Sixth God would make it right. In Boston, they made it right. Dreams and Nightmares plays. Meek Mill rises out of the ground like the phoenix. We get the hug. We get the performance with Drake rapping every single word.
Yep.
It was a moment. I'm not sure why it didn't happen on a Philly show. Not sure why they didn't say it for OVO Fest. Oh, he didn't go to Philly.
I don't think he's going to Philly, which is Boston is close to Philly. The reasoning.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense then.
I feel like they're very similar personalities, actually.
Drake and Meek.
Yeah.
Well, they were really good friends. They were cool. So I mean,
somebody said the tweet and I saw it. I died. It was like, this really be like boys in kindergarten and they're not friends over a girl, and then they talk and then they're like, yo, it wasn't that big of a deal, and they start coloring together.
I saw a lot of funny tweets, by the way. There was one of Rick Ross dancing, and they were like, finally Rick Ross can act like he likes Drake. He's been waiting on this moment so long.
That's really funny.
I actually dug a little bit, and the backstory that I've seen is Jay Prince's 2 sons. One of them was actually really close with Meek's Dream Chasers crew when Meek first got in the game, and the other one is the one who found Drake and brought him to Wayne. So behind the scenes, ever since the beef, all of Jay Prince's boys both went OVO side, but they always kind of had hope that they would get it back together. So, and Jay Prince, guys, is the one who kind of ended things between Pusha and Drake, by the way. So his boys were kind of split. They kind of hoped that things would get right, and from what I saw, they were kind of in each other's ears. And there was a picture with Meek and Jay Prince's boys, and the hashtag was mob ties. So just the fact that Meek would take a picture with someone wearing a mob tie shirt kind of showed like he's open to, you know what I mean? He's
right.
There was no issue. So yeah, we finally saw it. Drake and Meek, the beef is officially over.
Good.
It's good for hip hop.
We need an album.
Everybody's wanting a Rico Part 2.
Sorry, just a track.
Yeah.
Just a track.
Rico Part 2 is what I'm seeing. A lot of people want that Rico Part 2.
And I know not a lot of people feel this way. I want another Game and Drake song. People, the 100 goes so hard. That song goes so hard.
That song's really good. That song's really good. And Drake was wearing a vintage Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt in it from like 97. They only made that design for like that year.
I didn't know that.
We're talking
so
vintage
he paid some
WWF.
money for it.
Yeah.
Like 200?
Oh, bro, those vintage wrestling tees go for so much more than that. They go for like 600.
You know that from round 1 or round 2.
No. I do. I've actually purchased some that I haven't worn
old
yet.
Starter shirt?
Yeah, this was
Vintage
my dad's.
LSU
this
starter.
is my dad's
Let's
starter
go.
joint. I got this from.
Dude, if Starter was, we just said, did we talk about that the brand Starter needs to do what
Starter
Shane
could
did?
do it.
That's not a bad logo. Let's be real.
No. I actually
really
like the
not
starter logo. I think it's cool. The S and the star together. But yeah, Drake and Meek are
better
back
than
together.
Starberries.
I just love how Stephon Marbury got it tattooed on the side of his head, the logo.
Man.
So that's Stephen Barry's.
Think about it though, man. You're an inner city kid and then you get a brand. Well, like that's big.
Bro, he's still huge in China, actually.
Yeah.
Like huge. Like they have a little statue
So are
of
his
him.
teeth. His veneers.
No, the back of his head, like the bald back of his head is wild.
Yeah.
He has a huge head.
I bet.
So
alien looking head.
Now we can go back to T.I. Hefe featuring Meek Mill. What happened?
Was it the Starburst crispy looking head? When Siri was grilling Kevin Durant.
Oh my gosh.
The crispy joint killed me. I was actually like laughing so
The
hard.
legs look hockey sticks. That one was wild for me. The hockey stick legs.
Oh god, L laughed at the BBs. BBs looking at it.
Oh my gosh.
I like because it sounds like a BB.
It was wild. T.I. dropped Hefe with Meek Mill. This was straight.
Yeah.
This was pretty good. Silk City and Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa, Electricity featuring Diplo.
She's getting a push,
and
man.
Mark Ronson. Dua Lipa is here. She's definitely getting a push.
We liked her album though when it came out.
It's pretty straight.
It's
it was,
old though
yeah.
now, which is funny.
It was straight though. Logic, Everybody Dies. This is the first single off of Young Sinatra for the album. So Young Sinatra's coming soon, and it's not going to be a mixtape. He said the album. So don't know what to expect. We don't know what to expect
I'm very surprised.
yet.
I guess he's just trying to continue to ride his wave, but I'm like, you've released a lot of music here lately.
Well, his Young Sinatra series is his more underground.
Yeah, mixtape series. Yeah,
mixtape
that's what
series.
put me on to Logic.
Me too. That, and then right after that, Under Pressure came out when I heard after the second. So, but yeah. So we'll see what to expect here. I don't expect big records as far as like commercial. I think he's gonna stay street level with it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't expect like these big, huge records. So Everybody Dies is straight though. I do not mind that song whatsoever. Moving on to Majid Jordan, All Over You. Finally, they are back.
Fire.
They dropped 2 records, All Over You, and Spirit.
Notice how fast I said that?
Spirit. Both I feel though. I like them both.
Yeah.
Honestly.
This one's the better one. All Over You.
Yeah, I agree. All Over You is the better one. It's so good. They just have a
the Shia LaBeouf thing was killing me. I mean, they're not wrong.
No, they're not wrong.
2 versions of Shia LaBeouf. That's the immediate thought I thought.
Yeah.
Immediate thought I thought.
The media thought I thought.
Ooh, Tori Kelly.
But hey baby, she broke my heart though.
Yeah, she did.
But
I
shout
can't
out
wait.
to Majid Jordan.
By the way, we actually really might go.
Really good.
Because it's on Tuesday, and Tuesday's my day off.
Ooh, I wouldn't be able to go. But I went to the last one, and it was good. I will go see her again soon, though. I will go see her again. We had T.I. with The Wraith featuring Yo Gotti. I like the one with Machine Gun Kelly a little bit. Machine Gun Kelly with Meek Mill a little bit more. I said Machine Gun Kelly because Rap Devil is now available on streaming services. It went #1 because it's a beef song. So, I mean, people are hyped to be able to listen to it because they were listening to it on YouTube before. So that's why that kind of has that big impact. I know he's kind of carrying the banner like Rap Devil was so big, but yeah, really it's just because of the beef record, honestly. Jessie Reyez, F Being Friends. This girl's coming. She's dropped like 3 singles in the last 4 weeks. This girl is coming. I love Jessie Reyez. Someone had a comment and said, bro, between her hair and her singing style, she's just a Hispanic SZA. I laugh so hard. I laugh so hard.
That's actually
because
really
if you
funny.
listen to them, they are really similar. But I'm here for it. I'm here for Jessie Reyez. She makes me happy. Lucas Graham is back with another song, Love Someone. He's like, once I was 7 years old.
Oh, yeah, he can. Yeah, whatever.
Not a fan.
I mean, that song is really good, but I can't listen to a full album of those songs and that sound.
It is a lot.
And be like, I'm here for it. I feel like you just tried to read me a bedtime story.
I can't say you're wrong.
And it just, yeah.
I can't say you're wrong.
You know,
about
those
that.
songs are so hard to recreate. That's why people like Jason Mraz, like, you get one album and then you're gone.
Oh, that's why I feel bad for my girl Andra Day, bro. Her album, she has like bangers on her bodies of work. But every freaking award show, they make this poor girl sing Impossible. And I feel so bad for her. Every time I see it, she's just,
Yeah.
I was singing long ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Exactly.
listen to her stuff. She's really good. I feel bad for her. Shout out to Andra Day. She can sing. Yeah, man, I'm not really seeing much. Luke Christopher dropped again, sober. He's releasing way too many singles. He needs to chill because I feel like there's a single every
Chill,
week.
dog.
But it's all been really decent for the type of music I'm listening to right now. What have you been listening to this week? You said Mac mostly.
Yeah, just
Okay.
going back to like kids, listening to Swimming. 2009, bro, I really like that song a lot.
2009 is great.
So yeah, I've just been going back to him. But side note. I can't wait till we get just random. We're gonna make so many random ones. It's gonna be.
We're gonna record a lot of random sounds.
But the one I want the most is Harukin. Just I can't wait to just continue. And also,
I want perfect.
Perfect. Yes.
Perfect.
The one that also no one's done before that I can't wait to do, the Sonic rings. And so when we say
Ooh,
something
okay.
that we like, we're like,
Okay.
it sounds like Sonic's collecting rings.
Okay.
Can't wait. Anyways,
All right. I'm looking forward
on
to
the
that.
trip to Mount Vernon,
Mount Vernon. Money earned in Mount Vernon.
podcast
Yeah.
Up and Vanished. Okay, it's basically like Serial.
It's one of those.
It's,
I've been thinking about getting into one.
and it's bro, yeah, you should listen to this one.
I don't want to get too scared at work.
It's not scary. You're like, oh, bro, no. Ex-boyfriend crazy. Oh, wait, this girl got crazy too, though. And it's like, it just...
Well, once I start listening to those,
You're hooked.
I feel
Bro,
like
I've been
I feel
wanting-
old. Like I feel like, oh, I'm that age
no,
now.
Serial, but think about it. Serial was the one that started it, and Serial helped make podcasts huge.
Yeah.
But it's called Up and Vanish, and it's about this unsolved mystery from 2005 where this girl went missing in Georgia. Ciara something. I forget what the last name is. I don't want to be spoiled because it's not done yet. I got like 3 episodes left. And so I will admit a lot of my time was listening to these podcasts as well because I was engulfed in the... Dude, when you're driving and you tell me... I'm telling you, there's no better way to pass the time in driving than when you're listening to a crime-solving podcast of them trying to solve an unsolved mystery.
I haven't done it yet.
Because you're just like... You're thinking... You're like, oh, snap. They just got a new piece of information. And then you're just hearing all of these stories come in. And so, like, have you listened to the original Serial with Adnan?
I know what it's about. I haven't listened to
Dude,
it.
it's
I haven't listened to
so
any.
good.
Okay, well, one I did listen to was the death of Chris Lighty because it's hip hop related. But I listened to all of that one, so I know what they are and I know what they're about and I know how they go. But I haven't listened to any specific
S-Town
cases
was
or anything.
wild. S-Town was great. You'll get hooked with S-Town too.
Are podcasts like that, are serial podcasts like that, like our generation's like romance novels?
No, no, not romance novels. Because like people make fun of you with romance novels. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, why are you reading that garbage?
Okay.
I think serial is too high of a production, and it's too interesting for people.
Okay.
I think it's today's unsolved mysteries on TV.
Oh, okay. Unsolved Mysteries used to be my jam.
Yeah, see, and so for some people it is their jam. I think that's a better accurate statement. So I'm really interested to know how this is gonna play out. But that was just one of the reasons why I didn't listen to too much music, because just
everybody go listen to Up and Vanish.
Up and Vanish season 1. I really do want to figure out what's gonna happen next. What's gonna happen next, boy? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's good. We don't have anything else to say, do we?
I don't eat vitamins, drink more water.
Yeah.
Be careful with alkaline water. I know that that's like a big thing right now, drinking a lot of alkaline, but there's actually, you're not supposed to drink alkaline water the way you drink regular water. There's times you're supposed to drink it. There's times you're supposed to not. So do your research. I just care about everybody.
Yeah, the more you know. Oh, I need to get a little booklet, don't I?
Yeah. Dobie is going to retch up there and
Reach up here in the books.
go ahead and get us started. We're going to close this show out over in Ohio. Dobie's going to read us our 101 conversation starters for couples. Dobie, what do you got for us today? Here on this beautiful Tuesday.
Recall a time when you got sick at a very inopportune time. All right, yo, the time I almost pooped my pants. Oh my gosh. So it was when I was working that 6 a.m. job.
Okay.
And I don't know.
The other day I was thinking about you.
I work crazy, bro.
Fam, guys, Dobie has had hella jobs. Bro, I was thinking about, I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to someone that just changed jobs, and I was like, yeah, I just changed jobs, but I went back to an old job, so technically I've only had 2 jobs the last 5 years, but it's 3 but 2. And I was like explaining that, and I was talking to them, and they were telling me their jobs, and there was a bunch of them, and I was like, dang, that's a lot of jobs. And then in my head, I was like, yo, you know who's had tons of jobs? Yo, fam, Dobie has had so many jobs.
Well, to be fair, the Park District, I worked there for like 4 years, and then our department got laid off.
Yeah.
That was only a summer job for a while. Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory fired me because
I forgot about Rocky Mountain Chocolate
because
Factory.
they said I was bad with people.
Yo, I'm so mad at that one. We used to get the hookup on the apples that were coated in candy.
Woo. Yeah, and then Menards. But remember, my Menards job, I started at 5 a.m. and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Did you finish line?
Okay, well, those 2 jobs were because I got accepted back into school.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about your jobs.
Waiter in Branson.
Oh, I don't know if I knew about that one. Waiter in Branson. Yeah. Nike factory.
Yeah.
We're up to 9. We're up to 9. And this is me in high school. I'll be at Kroger for the next 4 years.
Yeah. To be fair, I only got fired from 1. I got laid off or I quit from all the other ones.
That's a good average. Man.
It has been a lot.
That's a lot.
But anyways, I was in this, so it's at 6 a.m. I have my own truck. I have to go out and mow different places. It's with the Peoria Park District Landscaping at the time. And for whatever reason, bro, we're talking it's still early. We're talking maybe 7 a.m. Ba-boom. Ba-boom. My guts get hit with something. Okay?
You had mud butt.
So I'm like, all right. I feel it. You know, when you start getting pains.
Booty coughs.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing.
You get mud butt and booty coughs.
So I was like, all right, I got to find the restroom because it's about to go down. So I'm on Main Street right now.
All right.
There's not a whole lot of bathrooms on Main Street. Let's be real.
Sure.
For the public. So the first one I go into was by the Twin Tower area because I know that there's like a bathroom that's by my areas that I can go into.
Yeah.
I walk in there. The bathroom is locked, bro.
Oh, no.
And at this point, it's on its way. So I have to. In that point, I think there was another bathroom I tried, but it was closed. And then I'm like, what's the only one I know? Which was the one on the downtown oh, dang. That was a great catch. The downtown location of ICC on Fulton Plaza Drive.
Okay.
So I'm dipping it. I'm talking about we're like downtown Main Street. I'm in this Peoria Park District truck, and I'm dipping. Bro, it's getting worse and worse and worse. I park at the top of Fulton because that's the spot I can. But on the bottom of Fulton is where ICC is. I'm like brisk walk running, and I thought it was it. I thought, and this whole time actually, while I'm in the truck too, I'm like, how am I going to explain to my boss, like, boss, I got to go home. And there's poop all in your truck. Like, I didn't know what to think, but I'm clenching my butt cheeks so hard, running / brisk walking through this like park area. I think when I got in there, somebody said hey to me, and I'm sure they were concerned because I beelined it to the bathrooms. And I am not joking when I say this. When I got over I was not even sitting down when it started pouring out. Okay, that was a little too graphic, but I'm just trying to explain how much of a actual, like, almost incident it was. I was praying so hard. The Lord answered. The Lord is good. He answered my prayer, but man, it was bad.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, that was
Yikes.
terrible.
Mine would be.
I accidentally recorded that whole thing. Should I just send that to Chase?
Yes. Yeah. Dobie accidentally recorded that on his iPhone. He's gonna send it to young Chizzy. Chizzy, streets.
But I'm here for it. I'm here for Jesse Rice.
Oh, that was a while ago. You recorded a long thing.
Chase is gonna listen to the whole thing. I'm just gonna throw him off. I don't even know what we said.
Mine's not as crazy, but I went to a parochial middle school, which meant that the teachers came to your house before school started and like sat down and like talked with you because it was private school and they were weird. So it was like a day that was like really stressful, and it was like 4th grade. And I just had a bunch of spaghetti, and I was really stressful, and Mom had to fake and act like she's a nice person, and so did Dad, and they had to like make up our living room to look better than it was, and like all this stuff. So I was nervous because this teacher was supposedly pretty mean. It was Mrs. Brown. She was, man. She's a so she comes over, and I was super nervous. I just had a bunch of spaghetti, and I walk out of the room, and I'm like, hey, how are you? I just puke spaghetti like down on the ground, and my mom is I'm in 4th grade. My mom looks at me, she's like, babe.
At that point, she literally wanted to kill you, but there was company.
Yeah, she was like, babe, oh no, are you okay? And I was like, babe.
Did she put on her white voice?
Yes. Hello. Hi. So my mom's voices are crazy because when she's sick, she doesn't have a good sick voice. So when she called in from work sometimes, she'd be like, hello, Pam. Hello.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Hello, Pam. I'm not going to be coming to work today. But, yeah, I puked twice in front of my 4th grade teacher at the first meeting. So...
Yeah,
it was a little weird. It was a weird time.
That's really rough. Yes, let me know. This is the Daps and Brown Show. Yes, it is.
This has been a great show.
Yes, it has been good. A good show, if you ask me.
We hope that y'all just boogie on down on your Tuesday. Enjoy your Tuesday. Eat your vitamins. Drink your water. Alkaline. Be careful. Make sure you guys are stretching at least 10 minutes a day in the morning and in the night. It's good for your lower back, and it's good for your ankles.
Your ankles. Don't make them cankles.
For your
That's
ankles.
my motto.
Yep, that too. We just pray that you guys have a powerful week.
Powerful
Week, guys.
As powerful as the Power Rangers.
Powerful Zordon and all that.
Yes,
So
it is.
we're going to close this show out, guys. Thank you so much for listening.
Yep.
Daps_pounds, Daps and Pounds, ENT.com. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment and share.
Yes.
If you comment, we will talk about you next week on the podcast and just tell everybody to give you a follow on Twitter and let you know how beautiful and gracious and God made you are. So we love you guys so much. My name is Malcolm. To my left, we have
Dobby.
Represent T-Max.
2 friends.
And one show.
The Daps and Pounds Show.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and shout out to the shout out.
Gang, gang, gang.
Peace.
Peace.
Streets.
Streets.